National Epidemiological Surveillance of Infectious Diseases, that is NESHID. So we have surveillance as NESHID practice across country, which is operated over decades. And surveillance objectives are detection of epidemic, outbreak, and any unusual trend of increase of diseases, and building data sources for immediate analysis and publication, and making effective strategy and measures of infection control, and predicting epidemics, enhancing medical services, preparing for expected and not expected outbreaks are objectives. And design of surveillance. So monitoring outbreaks and epidemics, which is the main part of activity for more than 100 diseases across the year. And through online reporting system of the number of cases or incidents. And that is mandatory system under the infectious disease control law, where active surveillance by each prefecture and health center is obliged. They have been the most established surveillance system in Japan, operated over 4 decades until now. So this screenshot is actually from the website of National Institute of Infectious Diseases, showing just the latest trend for Group A streptococcal pharyngitis. Last year, we had second highest epidemic in 10 years, which was quite news at the moment. And we have still high outbreak keep going this year as well. Sorry. Okay. So this red line is this year's trend for Group A streptococcal pharyngitis. So this kind of information and up-to-date surveillance status can be seen through the website of National Institute of Infectious Diseases. And data of Excel, raw data, can be downloaded through this website as well. So, so the bottom line is we keep up long-term surveillance for the certain diseases and monitoring baseline. Thus, we can monitor sudden outbreak or emergence of increase of diseases through year-by-year monitoring. So this list shows you the disease for notifiable diseases. So notifiable diseases, we have 84 diseases, and all the incidents should be reported to through surveillance system. And I'm pretty sure some of these avian influenza, cholera, Ebola things, very severe kinds of infectious diseases and fatal included for this notifiable diseases list. And we have measles in here, which I just colored in green. Measles was upgraded for notifiable disease list surveillance after 2007, when we had kind of really large outbreak of measles, which immediately created importing or exporting viruses across the country, the world. So that was quite a moment we needed this immediate strategy for measles. Then the surveillance was upgraded for monitoring more accurate incidence report. So thus, surveillance can be fixed and modulated from time to time in terms of the current trend of any disease. And another list to show you sentinel reporting diseases for 19 diseases. That includes the sort of infectious gastroenteritis, rotavirus, seasonal influenza, excluding pandemic and avian influenza, mumps, and other group A streptococcal pharyngitis, which I have shown you earlier. And these kinds of diseases are monitored by sentinel clinics across country. And so I put some color in red for a system of diseases which recurs epidemic every year, and quite a huge amount of incidence reporting is conducted. So that's so surveillance for these kinds of diseases are rather low graded as sentinel reporting diseases, so that the burden of reporting activity could be reduced. So, this is infectious disease control law, which regulates all this the classification of diseases by severity and infectiousness for 1 to 5 in other group. And for the groups 1 to 4 in the other must be reported immediately after diagnosis as clinic sign. Then group 5 must be reported within 7 days after diagnosis. So sentinel surveillance is mostly just included in this 5 category.